Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Billsology. I'm your host, A. Rich, Akeem Richards. If you don't know by now, please get to know me. This is indeed Built in Buffalo. I got my boy Jason Malloy in the building. Jay Don't Fade. How you doing today, my brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. 17 zip. That works for me right now.
17 zip, 17-0. The Indianapolis Colts over the New England Patriots. End of the first half. I'm gonna get into the people's comments in a second, but I want to get your thoughts. Jay Don't Fade, Jason Malloy. Who did you want to win this game? Because you had people going different directions, and me personally, it's hard for me to root for the Patriots. So I wanted the Colts to win this game. One, because I want the Buffalo Bills to win the AFC title, AFC East title. And two, because I believe the Colts still have some potential losses on their schedule in the distant future with possibly the Arizona Cardinals. So with the combination of those things, I wanted the Indianapolis Colts to win this game. And so far, so good. What was your thoughts? And who did you want to win the game between the Colts and the Patriots?
It was a no-brainer for me. I've been talking to him on Twitter, tweeting about it really for the last couple of weeks. I wanted the Colts to win. Basically, if you're the only thing that you're saying, what it comes down to, if you're saying that you want the Patriots to win, you're just saying that you don't think the Bills can beat the Patriots in Foxborough or anywhere realistically. I don't know if you just maybe if these people had really it hit them hard that we lost that Monday night game and the 70-mile-an-hour winds, which from what I've looked at so far, I know it's still a week and some change out, but it's not supposed to be like that in Foxborough. I don't know if people realize if the Colts hold on for the win tonight and beat the Patriots, the Bills control their own destiny in the AFC East. If the Bills beat the Patriots, and obviously win tomorrow, but win tomorrow, beat the Patriots, win your last two games, you win the AFC East. It's that simple. If the Colts win tonight and we win out, including the Patriots, we win the AFC East. It's that simple. Home playoff game, maybe two. That's the route I want to go. I don't want to play in the road. I want to watch the team play. I want to be able to support the team here. I don't know. I know whether that matters, but I don't know if that's a big of a factor when it comes to home field advantage in the playoffs. So.
I mean, me personally, I just don't want to endure listening and looking at Patriots fans saying that they came back and won the East and we thought Tom Brady was gone and we thought we was finished. No, the Buffalo Bills are a fluke and we're back. That's the last thing I want to hear. I'm kind of out there now on social media. I got New England Patriot fans shit talking me back and forth. So that's the last thing I need. So because of those things, I definitely wanted the Indianapolis Colts to win. So far, so good. They got a whole half left to play. Let me get into some comments. A. Rich, Akeem Richards, Jay Don't Fade. This is Billsology. We welcome you. We welcome you, Dave. What's going on, Dave? I'm glad to join. Got some regulars. Dave, why? Got my bro spinning here. Game on the line. And Mac is choking. Who else we got in here? Lone Wolf, my bro Lone Wolf. It'll be interesting to see if any of those Patriots trolls show up tonight. 2 quarters left. You definitely got to play 60 minutes of football. But we like what we see thus far for those that have rooting interest for the Colts. But um, before I even get into Buffalo Bills talk, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Bills talk and the Panthers talk. But interesting things happening, right? Urban Meyer Urban Meyer is finally canned, and it's kind of messed up to say finally because he's only been there 12 games,
Yeah.
but he's finally canned from the Jacksonville Jaguars. We see the kicker Josh Lambo finally comes out and say, "Hey, Urban Meyer kicked me on my butt." I don't know why it took so long for those type of news to come out, but nevertheless, Urban Meyer is out in Jacksonville. What's
Oh,
your
we
thought?
gotta. Sorry
Go
about
ahead.
that, game. We got a quick update. Fumble. The Colts recover the ball on the third
Yes,
play in the half. Yep.
yes. Great job, Indy. Great job, Indy. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Go Colts. For tonight only. Go Colts. Um, but your
So Urban
thoughts?
Meyer, though. Yeah.
Yeah, Urban Meyer,
Um,
man.
I I think it sheds some light. It's good to talk about. It's interesting. It's a good. Trying to think how to say this. It's a good example that going from college to the NFL isn't always a boost for some of these coaches. I know that people think evidently the line of hierarchy would be high school coach, assistant college coach, couple jobs, head coach in college, and then you make the jump to the NFL, right? Like Saban did. Some people see it with Saban. Matt Rule
Mhm,
currently, it's going a little bit better for him, obviously, than Urban, but
mhm.
it's not always like that. I mean, these guys are revered in their towns in college. I mean, these guys have the keys to the kingdom. They're the big wig there. They can, evidently, at least they think they can pull any girl they want. They can do whatever they want. They get free stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like that so much in the NFL. I think that I would bet you even now, after his tenure with the Jaguars, if Urban Meyer goes back to Ohio State and he just walks around on campus, he's going to get a bigger welcome and a bigger celebration than McDermott gets here even now. Even after ending the drought, than
Mm,
McDermott gets in Buffalo. It's just how it is in college. So, with that being said, Urban taking that into the NFL and Jackson, it's not going to be like that there. First of all, it's not a huge market. Second of all, it's not a huge market for football. As you can see, they've been tarping off their upper deck for, I don't know, since I was a kid in fourth grade, probably fourth, fifth grade. And it just doesn't, college is not, you see it all the time. You see it with Saban Saban is probably maybe the best coach in all of college football history.
mhm,
Obviously, he's a good program. And then he goes to
mhm,
Miami and flakes out. It doesn't work. It
mhm,
just doesn't, it's not the same game. It's a completely different style of game.
mhm.
You are not the top dog in every situation. A lot of times the GM is over you. You're not the top dog in the organization. These aren't kids anymore that you have brought and given them their dream and road to the NFL. They're already in the NFL. They're grown men.
Mhm,
I don't think he was treating them like grown men. I think there was
mhm.
just an ego complex, and he took that in the NFL and went the wrong way about it, and he flaked out real quick. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's expected to an extent.
Yeah, and and it makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder about the transition from college coaches to NFL coaches. Cliff Kingsbury, he's having some success for the Arizona Cardinals. He's the last one I can think of. But now you look at Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is now canned after 12 games. We see Joe Brady. He got scapegoated and got the axe as the offensive coordinator, transitioning from college to the NFL, and he was looked at as a guru offensive mind, Joe Brady, right? And last but not least, Matt Rule. You just spoke about Matt Rule. We played the Carolina Panthers. They look like they're in flux. So the college coaches transitioning over to the NFL are looking like they're having their struggles, right? And it may not be all that's cracked up to be looking in those college ranks. So we definitely going to see how the coaching carousel plays out this year, and if the NFL will continue to dip in those college ranks, or are they seeing the trend that it's possible that it may not be working, and we might want to stick with our guys in the professional ranks. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, yeah. It works for some, it doesn't work for others. Like we said, we saw Saban.
Mhm,
It didn't work very well for him, but obviously he's been extremely successful in college. And I think he's the highest paid coach in college, maybe in all of football right now, including the NFL.
mhm,
He's got a huge contract from Bama, obviously. Um, and this other guy, Cliff Kingsbury, he's having absolutely great success. We'll see how he does in the playoffs when the heat turns up, and a couple of years down the line, when people start to get some film on him and really understand his scheme and how he's adapted to the college game or the pro game.
Mhm.
Matt Rule, they've that's the thing you notice too. It seems like when college coaches are hired, they're usually big college coaches. Obviously, you're not getting no one from James Madsen or from UB is getting hired to the NFL, obviously, to be a pro coach, but they
Mhm.
get to the keys to the kingdom. Urban Meyer got
Mhm.
the keys to the kingdom.
Mhm.
He squandered it. Matt Rule has
Mhm.
gotten the keys to the kingdom. Huge
Mhm.
contract.
Mhm.
Cliff Kingsbury, same way.
Mhm.
So we'll have to see how it works out going in the future. I don't know. Maybe it'll make teams more hesitant, but Urban Meyer had some issues prior to even, the thing with the girl at the bar and, the
Right.
kicking Josh Lambo, the kicker, ironically, and just had a slew of issues where I think his ego, if we had known the man, we probably would have said he's an egotistical type of guy. I got nothing
Mhm.
against him, but that just seems like it's going to be the downfall of him in the pro game, at least.
Mhm. And these coaches, yes, you've proven that you are a leader of kids, but are you a leader of men? And that's what I think some of these collegiate coaches are starting to realize and struggle with. But I want to transition over once again. A Rich Akeem Richens. This is Billsology. Jay don't fade in the building. Let's transition over to our Buffalo Bills, the 7-6 Bills, the 5-8 Carolina Panthers. This is a big game for our Buffalo Bills. Do you think that the Carolina Panthers is a trap game?
No, and only because I don't believe in trap games. I think any given Sunday is
Mm,
true. Those words ring true. We see it every year. This year more than ever. I think the report I saw from a site that reports on Vegas and betting lines was like this was the year that I think so far they're on pace at least for the most upsets in a game and a season of the NFL ever, something along
mm-hmm,
those lines,
mm-hmm,
which is insane. I mean, it definitely speaks. I mean, look at just the Bills schedule; they've had what, two or three,
mm-hmm,
so up where they were favorites and lost, obviously, maybe more for all I know. But no, I think that they're going to come. The Panthers are going to come in. They're desperate. Obviously, they want to win. They're a rebuilding young team. They've got some talent on that defense, and they've got some talent on that offense, but I think at the end of the day, I don't know exactly what the forecast is going to be. I don't know if it's reliable anyways. I was out there today, actually at the stadium, ironically, for a very short period of time today.
mm-hmm,
And it was pouring and coming down pretty hard. So, my prayer is that it turns into snow. I'll take the snow over the rain. I think the one thing I'm confident in is though that Josh can throw in any weather, die the wind down, give me the snow, give me the rain, whatever. I think Josh can throw in any weather, but
mm-hmm,
I think tomorrow will be a good game. And I think it's going to be a game where I think they're going to feel, and this may be crazy, but I think they're going to feel this, knock on wood, Colts win tonight. And they're going to know what's at stake. I mean, these guys are, if you think they're not watching this game right now, they may tell you they're not. They're watching this game. They're tuning in because they know that this game puts the cards back in their hand. This puts the ball back in their hand. The Colts win this game, the ball's back in our hand. We win 4 games. We control our destiny. We win 4 games, the title's ours. We get a
mm-hmm,
home playoff game in front of all of our fans. That means something to these guys, and this
mm-hmm.
team. So I don't know that I don't believe in trap games like I had said, at least so far, but I think we're going to come out, guns flying tomorrow, guns blazing. And I think you're going to see that Bills team that we saw in the second half last week.
I hope so. I hope so. The Buffalo Bills. I don't think this is a trap game neither. I just think that this is a must victory. This is a
Mhm.
must have for the Buffalo Bills. We're talking playoffs. We're talking possibilities of still winning the AFC East title. You have to beat the 5-8 Carolina Panthers on your home field. It has to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The Bills must win this football game.
Yeah, you lose this game, I think you can start looking forward to next season, or not even next season. Start looking forward into the off season. I've done it
Yeah,
somewhat, but yeah, I
yeah.
mean, at this point, if you lose this game, I don't know that with the losses we've compiled, the issues that we're showing, even with Trey White being out, that's one player. I don't know if you can. I mean, yeah, in this AFC, it's not very top heavy. It's very middle heavy, which is interesting. It makes it interesting, but I don't know if you are proving that you deserve. We know you have talent, but are you proving you deserve to be in the playoffs if you're losing this game at home? I
Right,
don't know that you are. So
right,
yeah,
right.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. This is not a game to lose for our Buffalo Bills. But I wanna get into some things what I like to call keys to victory, and I'll get into my first. I got about 3 or 4. I'll get into my first key to victory. I'll elaborate on it a little bit, and then I want to get your thoughts, and then we'll get some comments. Right. So keys to victory for the Buffalo Bills over the Carolina Panthers. My first key to victory is show more balance in the run game. Right. Every week it's a different matchup. Every week you try to take advantages in the holes that you see on film, right? Uh the Carolina Panthers are, now don't get me wrong, we still want to run the ball. The Buffalo Bills are what the Buffalo Bills are. They are passing team first, they're a pass heavy team. They're a pass heavy team. But the Carolina Panthers, they struggle against the run. They struggle defending the run. The Carolina Panthers run defense are 19th in the NFL, giving up 115.3 yards per game. So because of their struggles, and because of, we have a guy that we ain't talk about yet, Deion Dawkins. Deion Dawkins, he's out with COVID. The Bills' offensive line are decent, and I'm being nice. I'm being real modest here. The Buffalo Bills' offensive line are decent at best when everybody's healthy, right? Now we have the best offensive lineman that's out for the Buffalo Bills against two above average pass rushers in Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns, right? So you wanna run the ball. You want to run the ball because the Carolina Panthers aren't great at defending the run. You want to run the ball to protect Josh Allen. You want to run the ball to protect your offensive line. And uh, you want to run the ball because it just presents a balance and structure within the game that can open up different phases of the offense, like the play action and passing game. So, in my opinion, Bills running backs last week had 7 attempts against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I would like to see those attempts double against the Carolina Panthers tomorrow. So, show more balance in the run game. Jason, your thoughts?
Yeah, and I don't know if they will double, just based on what you're mentioning, a different scheme, or just based on necessity, but depending on the weather. But I agree. Um, One thing I'd like to do, and just to kind of piggyback off at that, Akeem, is just I'd like to see them. I'd like to see more bootleg, because it seems
Mm.
to work almost every time they do it. I can't think of a single time that I saw a bootleg and Josh Allen ran to a defender, where he
So, are
bootlegged out and ran into a defender.
Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable bootlegging with Josh Allen's? I know he was taken off the injury report, but we know he had, was it a toe or ankle? We know he came up hobbled after one of them tackles against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So are you comfortable giving Josh Allen the full playbook, the full run arsenal in the playbook as well, like we did last week, or do you want to protect him a little bit? How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
I want to play like there's no injury for the first quarter or two, and then
Mm,
I want to see where we're at. And
okay.
if we can move a little conservative, or God bless, we're going to be maybe excuse me, God willing, we're blowing them out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give Mitch a couple. Get Mitch in there as early as you can. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I want the bootleg, but I want the bootleg where he's not looking upfield, because there's 20 yards there. He's going to try and get 30. I want the bootleg where he's like, okay, I've got some room here.
Mm-hmm.
I can get to the marker, or it's first down. I'll
Mm-hmm.
take the 8 and pull up out of bounds. If you could draw a call. We'll have to see what happens there. But bootleg seems the most effective, and it's really the safest. If you mentioned Dawkins out, I want to get him as far from Dawkins as I can. So roll out in the bootleg, get away from Dawkins' position, and get yourself some room. Bootleg gives him more space, more safety, realistically, in my opinion. So we'll see. I saw the weather update there. That'd be, honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't think the winds are going to be anything like they were before, and Joshua seemed to be throwing okay for the most part in that win.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, quick update: 20-0 Colts.
20-0 Colts. 20-0 Indianapolis Colts over the New England Patriots. We love to see it. We're going to see if Mac Jones can indeed come back. But the New England Patriots, they like the balanced attack. They like to shift more in the running game when things are going their way. So they're going to have to adjust a little bit. And I'm not sure if Mac Jones is capable of making that type of comeback. So we're going to see, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 intercept. That turnover that he had beginning of the half, there was an interception as well. So he's got 2 interceptions tonight.
Nice, nice. The Panthers game is a must win. Definitely, man. The Panthers game is a definitely must win. Mathematically, they're still in the hunt for their playoff picture as well. I see that they're doing things that I'm not accustomed to seeing. I see Matt Rule, he's trying to implement a two quarterback system. Last week, I saw some games last week. He had Cam Newton in some stretches, and he had PJ Walker in for some stretches. And in my opinion, that's a recipe for disaster, in my
Well,
opinion. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. If you want to do that stupid shit, and I'm not mad at it at all.
I mean, they're, in my opinion, similar players, other than PJ Walker being younger, more agile because he's younger and less hobbled, obviously, as Cam's
Mhm,
taken hits throughout his
mhm,
career.
mhm.
And yeah, you're putting in the same type of play. I mean, the thing is, a two quarterback system makes sense when you have someone like a Drew Brees and a Taysom Hill, where you're going to put in a player that is going to get out, be more
Right,
mobile, isn't
right,
scared to take a hit. But when you have two
right,
players that have similar skill sets, except for
right,
one's a little younger, one's a
right,
little older, and a little more polished, you're not getting
right,
anything different. You're not tricking
right.
the defense. They're running the same plays.
Right. And what are
So
you saying about PJ Walker? How do you think he feel when he's been in the facility, been in camp, knows the offense, and you have a guy in here in Cam Newton that's been with the team a month, and he's taking first snaps, he's taking first team reps. That's like, it has to be a mental battle between these players, because at the end of the day, PJ Walker, he's a human being. Cam Newton, he's probably adjusted a little bit more because he knows he has no business starting in the NFL right now.
yeah.
So Cam Newton's probably okay with what's going on, but I'm pretty sure it's really is a real tough situation for PJ Walker, and you have to wonder about the Carolina Panthers, and hopefully this don't look like a genius move against the Bills tomorrow, right? We hope this don't look like a genius move tomorrow.
Well, that's the college coach thing that you see creeping out. He's trying to incorporate some of college, which does work from time to time. I mean, things like the Wildcat, the pistol offense. I'm pretty sure a lot of those, or at least a base of those, came from college. There's a lot of things that came from the college game that were
Mhm.
advanced and worked on and improvised, that worked out in the pro game, and we still use today and are going to continue using. But yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think Cam, if everybody remembers Chad Johnson, they're similar in a way where Chad Ochocinco always seemed fairly happy and upbeat and kind of cocky even to some people, which is just how he was. And that's who
Mhm.
Cam is. I mean, Cam knows that he's basically the epitome of a trash can and he's garbage. So, I mean, at this point, maybe due to injury, maybe due to the fact that, if you look back at his career, he really only ever had one really good year. But yeah, I don't know. Cam's okay with it. Yeah.
A Rich J don't fade throwing his shots at Cam, but hey, it is what it is at this point in time. This is Billsology. If you're watching on Facebook, please give this a like, give this a share. If you're watching on Twitter, please give this a like, give this a retweet. Last but not least, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't done so. Give this a like, comment, and I'll definitely get your comment up on the panel so we can assess and discuss things further. But I want to move on to my second key, right? Keys to victory for the Buffalo Bills. My first key was to show more balance in the run game, right? I want to show more balance in the run game. Why? Because the Carolina Panthers, they don't defend the run all that well, and I think it will protect Josh Allen from injury. It will protect the offensive line a little bit, and it will open up the passing game. So I want to get into my second key to victory for the Buffalo Bills, and that is implementing a quick passing game, right? I think this is a week where we want to implement that short passing game where Deion Dawkins once again is out, Josh Allen is battling injury, and there are concerns with the pass rushers for the Carolina Panthers. Right, I spoke about Hassan Reddick coming over to the Carolina Panthers. He might be the best free agent acquisition of the offseason. Hassan Reddick, former first round pick of the Arizona Cardinals, wasn't putting up these type of numbers he's putting up with the Carolina Panthers. 10 and a half sacks this season. He looks like a threat in terms of getting to the pass rusher on the edge. Combine him with Brian Burns, the former Florida State standout. He has 8 sacks. And now all of a sudden you have two very good pass rushers that can be disruptive, especially against the type of Buffalo Bills offensive line we've been seeing all year, right? So in my opinion, you definitely want to implement a quick passing game, 3-step drops for Josh Allen. We want to see more screens, more slants, excuse me, for Gabriel Davis. I think Gabriel Davis played 83% of the snaps last week. He was successful over the middle with them 3-step drops and them slants. So I think we want to continue to see Gabriel Davis excel and win that matchup and winning those slant patterns, right? We want to see Cole Beasley take them short and intermediate routes. We want to see him take those screen passes to pick up them yak yards. We want to see Dawson Knox get the ball in open space and be physical and use his physicality to get some yards after the catch, right? And last but not least, we want to utilize the check down. We want to utilize the check down. We want to utilize Devin Singletary. We want to utilize Matt Breida. We want to utilize our check down man to protect Josh Allen in the face of fear of getting hit or pressured or sacked. So, in my opinion, this week, without Deion Dawkins, with those pass rushers the Carolina Panthers possess, it's time to implement the short and quick passing game and let our receivers pick up those yak yards. Implement the quick passing game. Jason.
Yeah, and I think my one concern with this game is only that I think that it's going to be approached by McDermott based on how this game right now is going. Right now it's 20-0 Colts. They're almost in field goal position. It might be 23-0. We never know. It could be 27, obviously, but it's a hope. But my worry is that they're going to not want to show too much, and they're going to kind of be looking forward to an extent. They'll tell you they're not, and everybody would tell you they're not, but they're going to kind of be looking forward to next week because they know next week is where the season lies. Again, this is deja vu. We were lucky enough to get a reverse card in Uno, and the Pats have reversed it back to us now, where we have to do our job again. So we're getting another try here, refresh.
Right.
Quick passing game I'd love to see. I think this is a good game where you could see those jet sweeps from McKenzie come back. If you don't want to give up too much and not show anything you haven't already put on film before, and get the run game going, that's something that you could try there. You catch them off guard. Like I said, it's a youngish team that's rebuilding and trying to find leaders, and maybe you can catch them off guard.
I like it.
I do think this is a good Cole Beasley game, though. This would be a good game to see Cole come out and maybe get his his random 13 to 15 target game where he has 10 or 11 catches for 11 catches for like 55 yards. But, a touchdown in there somewhere and a 2-point conversion maybe. But I'd like to see a quick passing game, but I'd also like to see, I think if you get up in this game, I'd also like to see those deep balls. I'd like to see a couple shots to Diggs because I want to see that's all right. I want to see that there's nothing. There's not a real issue there, and we wasted our time for half an hour talking about chemistry last week. I'm hoping that was the case. Right. So I need that to be proven to me, basically.
Right. And one thing that I did like, and a lot of good results came from it. Stephon Diggs, he was targeted 13 times. He was targeted the most. That's what I want to see personally. Our best receiver deserves the most targets, and he got that last week. Cole Beasley was second in targets with 11, I believe. So those are things I want to see. Gabriel Davis had 8 targets. He had a substantial amount of targets as well. So these are things that we want to see. We want to see our best players getting the most opportunities to be successful. Let me get into the comment section here. Oh, yeah. I think we all can agree here when we say F the Pats. F the Pats. New England has no answer tonight, and we're glad. We're glad New England has no answer. This is what we want. We want to get put back in the driver's seat to win the AFC East. Now, if the New England Patriots lose, the Buffalo Bills win out. The Buffalo Bills will indeed win this AFC East. This is what we want. This is what we want. The Indianapolis Colts are doing a good job thus far, setting us up for possible success. So, this is what we want to see. Good job from the Indianapolis Colts tonight thus far. Shout out my sister. My sister T. Mac just threw to no one, right? And speaking of throwing to no one, just a quick segue. Speaking of throwing to no one, because if Josh Allen would have pulled this stunt that I'm about to show, he would probably get killed for it. So I want to get your thoughts right quick. Quick sidetrack, Jason. I want to get your thoughts.
Someone just got kicked out of the game, by the way.
Did they?
Yeah, it was Douglas for the Pats, and it looked like Colts players had to take Pittman off the field because he's about to get himself kicked out of the game too. So
check this out.
They throw it into the ground, and the Chargers take over. Hardman, the target, And it looked like Mahomes never got a good grip on it.
He must not have, because he was wide open and had every opportunity to walk this in.
Imagine if that was Josh Allen. Imagine if that was Josh Allen making that throw in that situation at that time. Who knows how much people on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook would have killed Josh Allen for that. But that's Patrick Mahomes. It got talked about a little bit, but it got glossed over. It's not spoken about like it would be if it was Josh Allen. So since T brought that up, a little sidetrack, a little sidebar there. I thought that was pretty funny. And that was the worst ball I ever saw Patrick Mahomes to ever throw. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I would challenge you to watch the other throws that he missed that game then, because he had a couple of other misses there too. Nothing that was that bad. I mean, that was like that reminded me of a throw that I think Dak had in a playoff game to Zeke that was just walk-in touchdown and just completely underthrew him. Yeah, that's what a $500 million mistake looks like.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
No, Pat Mahomes is great. He's a good quarterback.
Of course.
In my opinion, him and Josh are like neck and neck right now. But yeah, I don't know. And I have a friend who's he's gonna be the best man at my wedding. He's probably my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Diehard Chiefs fan.
If he's your best man, I would hope that is your best friend. Otherwise, your best friend would probably be upset.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
He's diehard Chiefs fan. His whole family Chiefs fans. Real big football fans in general, not just the Chiefs. But we talk during the Chiefs games, and it's been like this all year. It's weird because the Chiefs season probably feels really similar to the fans how the Bills season feels. Other than maybe a little bit more disappointment because their expectation is the Super Bowl. It's not we're hoping to go to the Super Bowl. Their expectation is the Super Bowl, not just the Super Bowl victory. That's what they have to expect after winning one, and then losing one last year. But I really don't know what to say. I don't know what's up with Pat. I wouldn't be surprised if I say this a lot.
410. He threw for 410 yards that game. He willed the team to a comeback. It was a
Travis Kelce did a lot of work
Tyreek Hill did a lot. And
I'd like to see yards after catch for that. I think his yards after catch had to be pretty high. I would imagine it's right around 50%, if not higher last night. Higher last night. But yeah, I if Josh did that though, obviously that would have been, talked about quite a bit on the broadcast.
Nick Wright would have ate that up.
Oh,
Nick Wright would have ate that up.
Dick face on camera today. But yeah, he's I can't say he looks. I don't know if you guys have seen Nick Wright lately. He looks dead. Like his face looks like a mortician. He looks cooked.
No, I haven't seen him.
But he's hideous. But yeah,
that's some shit.
Yeah, he I don't know. As far as Josh though, he definitely would have got lit up for that one. It's just the criticism, he's not. I don't know what the Bills will have to do because it's weird. We went from being like the underdog that everybody loves to now it's like, all right, you guys are getting good. We hate you. So I don't know if it's an abundance of Pats fans just pushing that narrative or whatnot, but yeah, Josh would have got lit up for that one. And I don't know when Pat's time's going to come because if any year he's been able to be criticized, it's this year. And I haven't heard much other than the Chiefs being blamed, not Pat. So
yeah, they turn it around thus far. I believe they're 10-4. So they turn it around for the most part, turn around their season, and they're sitting in the driver's seat right now. But moving along, transitioning to my third key, right? My first key, show more balance in the run game. Second key was implement a quick passing game. Third key, I think this is interesting. Force the Panthers in long down and distance situations. Now, the reason why I'll explain this a little bit. Force the Panthers in long down and distance situations. The Panthers, their offense, their scheme, they want to maintain balance on offense. They want to run the ball. They want to have that short passing attack. They especially want to run the ball now that they've seen their opponent, which is the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills over the last two games, giving up 75 attempts, 359 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Last two games, the Buffalo Bills are giving up 4.7 yards per carry. So I'm pretty sure Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers see that, and there's going to be more of an onus and more of a consistency in establishing the run as long as they're in the ball game, right? So in my opinion, I think the Bills have to do whatever they have to do to stop the run and to stop the short passing attack. We want to force the Carolina Panthers in long down and distance situations, because they have the worst passing attack in the NFL. We want to force the Panthers into long down and distance situations because they have the worst set of QBs in the NFL. Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, and Cam Newton. If you look at the ranks of the Carolina Panthers quarterbacks, in QBR, the Carolina Panthers quarterbacks are ranked 27th. They're ranked 30th in completion percentage. They're ranked 26th in yards per game. They're ranked 29th in yards per dropback. They're ranked 30th in yards per attempt. And they're ranked 31st in touchdown to interception ratio. When the Carolina Panthers are throwing the ball consistently and in a predictable manner, bad things are bound to happen. So the Buffalo Bills, stop the run, sell out, stop the run, stop that short passing attack, make them and force them in long down and distance situations because their quarterbacks are not going to be able to make up. So what are your thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, I think that we can expect to see the Panthers being forced in long down and distance situations because they're going to have to probably pass the ball if we start getting a lead, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to, obviously being the dog and playing, a good team, they're going to want to, they're going to want to have, that underdog mentality where they're going to try and come out and fight like we did. They're going to want to come out aggressive. They're going to want to come out tough. Mac Jones is limping back to the huddle. Just a quick update there. And I want to see them be able to stop people on third downs, though. That's my concern. And I think part of that is I almost root for the Bills to have a 3rd and 4 over a 3rd and 8. And I know that sounds crazy, or a 3rd and 12, because I know when it's anything over 3rd and 7, they're going to have Levi Wallace playing about 30 yards off the receiver. And they think it fools people. They'll have him 5 yards off the receiver. And then what they'll do is right before the ball is snapped, they'll have him backpedal, and he'll backpedal so far that he's off of the screen on TV. Because I don't know, and I can only assume because no other players do that I've watched. I've watched Dane Jackson. I've watched even Cyron Neely's in the game. I've watched Taron Johnson. Trey White obviously never did that. It just seems that they have him do that because they know that he's going to get beat. And I know that's a sad thing to say, but they know he's going to get beat, so they give him room. And then they almost always target that receiver, and he either picks it up or it makes it a 4th and 1 where the other team's going to go for it. So I'd like to see them play aggressive. And you can, I don't know if Coach McDermott knows this, you can stay in man for almost the entire game. You don't have to switch to a zone coverage. You can stay in man. I would prefer you stay in man, honestly. So yeah, I want to be able to stop people on long 3rd downs.
Just be aggressive. This is a game. This is a game where you want to be aggressive. You just like you spoke about Levi Wallace coming off the ball, 10 yards off the ball, 10 to 30 yards off the ball. This is a game where we're like, you know what, Levi Wallace, play up on your man. If Cam Newton and PJ Walker could get over your head, clap it up for them. Let's see how much times they can consistently do that. Can they consistently throw the ball deep in tight coverage all game and beat the Buffalo Bills? I'm not sure if they can do that. So if I'm the Buffalo Bills, if I'm Leslie Frazier, if I'm Sean McDermott, I want to play the most aggressive manner of football we've played all season long. We're going to sell out for that run, and we're going to stop that short passing attack. And if you're going to beat us over the top, well, shit, we would like to see it. That's how the Buffalo Bills should play.
Yeah, I think part of it is if you can get pressure, I don't know about Cam. Cam is a more experienced quarterback. He's a huge, he's like Josh Allen type guy. I mean, he's a real big linebacker looking guy. And he's very muscular, very toned. And I think that he'll probably have no problem standing in the pocket, taking hit after hit, where he'll probably try and get out, obviously, but I don't think he has a problem with that. I think if you can get to PJ Walker, we can get Ed Oliver up the middle to impact that line. We can get Jerry Hughes, not getting held in every single play, and Mario Addison and some of those guys, and get them to, and Greg Russo to penetrate that line. I think if you get to PJ Walker, you can actually razzle him. You can get him worked up. You can get, especially in a loud Buffalo Bills stadium when they know the season's on the line, you can get that guy worked up and get him to make mistakes, So I think, obviously, and we say this every week, but getting, 4-man pressure is really important because they're not going to want to blitz tomorrow. Right. I know maybe they are, but they don't really want to blitz any day, but we do it. But so we'll see what happens.
Right. Let's get some questions. Let's get some comments up here. I think Mike asked an excellent question. Hard question. Do we consider giving Rashard Breeland a look after the Vikings fiasco? I'm not sure what happened with Rashard Breeland with the whole Vikings and why it was a fiasco in the first place. But the last time I checked, Rashard Breeland was a tall, lengthy, physical corner, and this was I would definitely give this a look see. More depth at the cornerback position is something that the Buffalo Bills shouldn't shy away from. So Rashard Breeland, he's available. I would definitely bring him in. Definitely bring Rashard Breeland in. That's my opinion. What's your opinion?
So I've got two thoughts. I have some pros. I got the angel and the devil on my shoulder. I got some pros and I got some cons. I think my pros are he played in the Super Bowl and he played with a really good Chiefs team. And he actually seemed to improve in his time there. I mean, he started out, god awful like most Chiefs cornerbacks through the last 10 years. And then he, slowly got better, other than Marcus Peters, but then he got better. On the other hand, and bring that experience and not to mention just another body is good. On the cons, number one, I think that if you asked McDermott, I think he'd give you a genuine answer. I think he's probably okay with the quarterback room right now because they love Levi Wallace. We don't all love Levi Wallace, but I think that year after year he's the cornerback too. But it's just
possibly.
And then I think cons, there's some actual obviously the fiasco with the Vikings, but there's some serious character questions there, obviously, getting busted with some weed isn't the biggest deal. Obviously, most NFL players I'd imagine do. Not most, that's probably a little broad, but a good percentage of NFL players do, at least from what we've heard from Josh Gordon in the offseason. And then, there were other things attached with that too, just some carelessness, some things that, Coach McDermott usually wouldn't let fly. So I don't know if that plays a role as well.
Right.
On top of the fact that this man, if you have ever watched him play, he'll make some damn good plays, but when the plays he gets beat, he just takes a penalty. He just takes a penalty. He has a lot of penalties. And Chiefs fans will tell you, holding after holding after holding. If he gets beat, he's not going to give you a chance to make the catch and try and rely on that. He's just going to grab you and throw you to the ground. And it's pretty blatant. So
let me see in the comment section. Would you take a flyer on Rashard Breeland? Yes or no? Comment section. Yes or no to Rashard Breeland? Yes, no. 1 yes, 2 no on Rashard Breeland. 1 for yes, 2 for no on Rashard Breeland. Would you like for the Buffalo Bills to target the now recently waived Rashard Breeland? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Bar says 1. Bar says yes. Let's go ahead and bring Breeland in. Merry Christmas. T. No, my brother says let's talk sports. Says no, he would not. No, he would not bring Rashard Breeland in. He probably feels the same way you feel. He's a little bit too touchy and grabby for my bro. Kim says 1. Dan says, here's a question. Why do y'all go so hard? Great conversation. Hey, man. Hey, that is great. Catch the conflict of interest that's dropping tomorrow between myself and Dan Kelly. That was an excellent show we did today. Conflict of interest dropping tomorrow morning before the game starts. Shameless plug. FGH says yes. Jan says for the short term, yes. And guess what? The Patriots are
20-7. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now.
Fourth quarter is getting money time. It's going to get interesting. 20-7. Colts are still leading over the Kansas City Chiefs. And
the problem is the Colts aren't finishing their drives. That's in the second half. They've field goal attempt. They got the field goal, and then an easy 45-yarder missed by Michael Badgley has put them in this situation. So,
and Lone Wolf says 2. Let me get into my last key to victory. And this last key to victory is a little short, a little more straight to the point. The Buffalo Bills win the turnover battle. Looking at some numbers over the week, I discovered the Buffalo Bills are 6-0 when they win the turnover battle. The Buffalo Bills are 1-6 when they lose or tie the turnover battle. Right? So Buffalo Bills, you want to win the turnover battle. Josh Allen has 8 interceptions since week 9. Josh Allen since week 9 is tied for the most interceptions in the NFL. So we want to limit that. We don't want to turn the ball over. We don't want Josh Allen turning the ball over. We don't want to force Josh Allen into bad throws so he could turn the ball over. Right? So I think those are little numbers that we definitely want to pay attention to. And on the flip side with the Carolina Panthers, they're 0-7 when they lose the turnover battle. right? And then on the flip side, they're 5-1 when they win the turnover battle. So a key to this game from a number standpoint and the turnover standpoint, limit mistakes. Do not turn over the ball because both of these teams are very good at capitalizing on your turnovers, on your mistakes. So we want the Buffalo Bills to win. I think this is a game the Buffalo Bills should win. This is a game where, in my opinion, the Buffalo Bills are the superior ball club, but I thought the Buffalo Bills were the superior ball club against the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? And what happened? The Buffalo Bills lost. Josh Allen threw multiple picks. The Buffalo Bills made multiple mistakes. The Buffalo Bills turned over the ball 4 times and lost the turnover battle. So the Buffalo Bills lost the turnover battle against a shit team and lost. So this is not something we want to do tomorrow against the Carolina Panthers. We do not want to turn the ball over and give this inferior team a chance to beat us and kill our playoff hopes. So win the turnover battle.
Yeah. I mean, that's football in general. You know, you win the turnover battle over 50% of the time, you know, obviously you win the game. You know, you're getting more chances with the ball. You're keeping their defense out there, tiring out their defense, giving your offense a better chance to score, obviously. More plays to score, more room to score. Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as that. And that's how Sean McDermott went to the playoffs his first year, winning the turnover battle, more turnovers. So, simple.
Yeah. Win the turnover battle, man. Win the turnover battle. Let me get some thoughts and comments before I move on. Move on to predictions, and then hopefully I could catch the last couple of minutes of the Patriots and the Colts game. Chauncey says it's the O-line's fault. My dude has a defender in his face. 5 seconds. Mike says playoff experience, depth, and physical to play the Chiefs Pats game back in their face. After losing Trey, who do we have at number 3 corner now if there's another injury? And I think that's an excellent point, right? I think Rashard Breeland just presents another body, another depth piece the Buffalo Bills could have just in case, God forbid, somebody goes down like Levi or Dane Jackson, right? So definitely a good comment. I love his height. The Bills will face tall receivers in the playoffs and Super Bowl. I love his height as well. I love his physicality. Again, he do have those cons. He is touchy. He is grabby. He does hold often. Can we mask some of those things in his zone defense? It's going to be interesting to find out. But once again, Jason made another great comment. Sean McDermott believes in culture. Sean McDermott believes in high character guys. And is Rashard Breeland a high character guy? Some may wonder. Right. Moving on. Last but not least, bro. Win the turnover battle. I think that was kind of concrete. Last but not least, before predictions, forget last but not least for a second. Before predictions, matchups to watch. I want to get into this matchup to watch before we get into predictions. I think this is must see TV. Stephon Diggs versus Stephon Gilmore, man. This right here is must-see TV. We're talking about Stephon Diggs, the former Buffalo Bills, the former New England Patriot, the former Defensive Player of the Year. He looked like he's finally healthy with the Carolina Panthers and hitting his stride against Stephon Diggs. Last week, targeted 13 times. The Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, should make Stephon Diggs a focal point in the Bills' offense, no matter who is guarding him at the cornerback position. This is must-see TV, and I can't wait to watch this matchup. What are your thoughts on Stephon Diggs and the Stephon Gilmore matchup?
I want to see it. I want to see if Diggs isn't much of a guy that's going to argue with you or, get super aggressive in your face. It's not like a Jalen Ramsey type matchup where it's going to be like that, but I think it's going to be 2 really skilled guys, but I also think one of those guys is starting to get a little over the hill, and one of those guys is, getting near the top of the hill. And I think that Stephon Gilmore is a very good cornerback in this league still, but I don't think he's that number 1 top, 1A cornerback that he was before. So I saw he's given the game away. I just watched it. There's triple coverage. It was ridiculous.
Man, he did that against the Bucs too. He did that against the gut, but he faces the Bills and he looks like Archie Manning. But anyway,
But yeah, I'm excited to see Diggs versus Gilmore tomorrow. I'll be a lot more excited if the Colts can get their heads out of their ass and finish this game. Because I'll be honest with you, tomorrow, and not to be off topic, but tomorrow's gonna be a little deflating if the Colts end up losing this game somehow.
Of course.
So
Of
I'd like to see because there's a lot more on the line tomorrow naturally. So we still need to win tomorrow regardless of what happens tonight. But
Yeah.
either way, but I think that Diggs is going to show up to play tomorrow. I think maybe that incentivizes them to get him some more targets and get him some really valuable targets, slants. But I want to see what happens when he's facing a number one corner, not that he hasn't in his career or even with us, but I want to see what happens, how he adjusts. His route running is refined. Gilmore's more of a zone guy, versus being a man-on-man guy. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't know. I'll be watching him for sure.
Most definitely. Predictions. Buffalo Bills are home to the Carolina Panthers. 7-6 Buffalo Bills. 5-8 Carolina Panthers. I didn't look too much into the weather in terms of how that's going to impact the game, weather implications. But overall, I think our Buffalo Bills, are the better football team. The Buffalo Bills have their backs against the wall, so I don't think this is a trap game. This is not a situation where we have any time to overlook anybody. We are battling to make the playoffs along with 12, 13 other AFC teams that's separated by a game or two. So this is a game that the Buffalo Bills have to come out. Doesn't matter if it's hot and sunny. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if it's snowing. The weather, it shouldn't matter. Come out and win the damn game. And I think the Buffalo Bills will indeed win this damn game by a score of 31-16 Buffalo Bills. 31-16 Bills.
It's a fair score. I'm going to go a little bit more aggressive, and I think they're going to feel the effects of this Colts win tonight. Colts win, knock on wood. Colts win. But yeah, I'm getting this. I've got us pegged here at 45-17. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's one of those ones where, you come out, Bills are up 28-3 at some point, maybe at half. They're feeling good in the stadium. Everybody's having fun. Sweet Caroline gets played at some point. I don't really like the song, but it gets played at some point at the end of the game. It's kind of corny, in my opinion, but yeah.
I like it for tomorrow's game. Yes.
Yeah, I'll take it tomorrow. But yeah, I think we're going to feel the effects of the game tonight. We're going to win tomorrow. It's going to be big. And the city's going to come back to life and get that boost they've needed, knowing that there's something about, and it's not even saying like this could happen, and this could happen with like having 6 or 7 games left. There's something about knowing that I don't need to rely on other teams to lose or to win to be able to do it. Right. I can rely on myself. I have to run the table, regardless if it's 8 games, 10 games, or 2 games, or like our scenario after this would be 4 games.
Right.
Yeah, 4 games. But it shouldn't. That's about that. That just, I don't know. It seems better. It's easier. It's more relaxing, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I have a big Bills win tomorrow.
Yeah, most definitely. Big Bills win. I have 31-16. You want to put a score on it, or you're not the scorer? You're like my bro Dan Kelly. You're not the scorer kind of guy.
45-17.
45. Oh, you did say score. 45-17. 45-17. Score predictions. Kim, my bro Kim, 30-17 Bills. My bro Lone Wolf, 24-6. I like that score, man. I like that score. 24-6 Bills. My other bro, Let's Talk 716 Sports, 38-14 Buffalo.
I can see that.
Colts play like Atlanta with a big lead. It's damn sure looking like it, man. Damn sure. Except when they played us. They kept their foot on the gas against us.
Well, there was just a trick play. They just ran a flea flicker to Mac Jones, and Mac Jones completely missed a wide open guy, so that was nice.
Nice. 24-17 Bills for my brother Bart. FGH.
That'd be a little concerning.
37-10 Bills. That's the score we want to see, right? 37-10 Bills. Hey, man. Hey, big score here. Big score. 51-16. I like that DA on the beat. Bills. My sister T. 31-10 Bills. And I think Chauncey says it best, and we're going to close it out with Chauncey's comment. Bills by a billion. I like that. I like that a lot.
That'd be nice,
man.
Too.
I like that, man. But we're going to get out of here. We're going to hope that the Indianapolis Colts can maintain the lead and definitely hold on and claim victory. This has been Billsology with A Rich. I got my boy Jay Don't Fade, Jason Malloy in the building. This has been an excellent show, man. Look out for the pregame show tomorrow. I'll be on the pregame show, myself, Dan Kelly, and some other members of the BIB crew. I'll be live post game tomorrow after the game sometime tomorrow evening. So definitely look out for that. And Jay Don't Fade. Jason, another excellent show, bro. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Let's just all have a prayer tonight, put a spoon under the pillow like you did when you were a kid for snow days, and hope that tomorrow a win means that we're playing the Patriots for essentially the division. Assuming, knock on wood, that we beat the Falcons and the Jets at home. So
Right.
yeah, let's do it.
Right. Let's do it, man. Once again, A Rich, Akeem Richards, Jason Malloy, Jay Don't Fade. This is Built in Buffalo. You was listening, watching Billsology. Until next time.
Peace.